essentially, and one of the things that you and I talked about, and I find frustrating, and we've talked just sort of on the phone, you and I find some of this immensely frustrating. I would imagine most people do. I, for whatever, get triggered by it. I think it's because I have a hard time separating out what I think should be what I think should be the reality and what the practical reality actually is. You'd think they could send in enough food and water for the civilians, but the military is going to take it, and you will only harm the civilians. It's not until the civilians are out of food and water that you could even have an impact on the Russian military, because they will just take it all from the civilian. There's no way to implement a plan like this other than essentially what Zeihan just said here, which is create a mass famine on that entire region.
I can't think of a faster way to lose all of the goodwill you've built up as Ukraine by doing that. And
just to remind people, and we've discussed this before, we don't always say it, right now, since they got Kherson back, the Ukrainians do have control of the water supply, going to about 80% of the staging for Russia, certainly all the staging from that area. They control the water supply there. They can cut it off. They've been able to do this since they took Kherson. The problem is the number of civilians that rely on that exact same water, and they can't just turn it off for one group and not the other. So they're stuck.